Third Kriya. Here starts the meditation without action that happens in the upper part of the brain where the dimension of static prana reigns. Obviously, there is always a minimum of action. Only in the final state of samadhi, the last of these 6 phases, there is properly no action. Brain orbit for getting breath. With physical movement. The breath is natural, not controlled. Practice Kechari Mudra to the best of your ability. Bend your head forward. Feel the energy present in the frontal region of your head and mentally vibrate Bhade. Without raising your chin to normal position, guide slowly your head in the position in which the head is bent toward the left shoulder, as if you try touching the left shoulder with your left ear. Feel the energy present in the left side of the brain, over your left ear, and mentally vibrate Jie there. From this position, guide slowly both your head and the flow of energy backwards in the occipital region of the brain. Mentally vibrate Bie there. Slowly guide your head in the position in which the head is bent toward the right shoulder, as if you try touching the right shoulder with the right ear. Mentally chant Ti on the right side of the brain, over your right ear. Always feel the flow of energy moving to each position. Slowly return to initial position with the head bent forward. Mentally vibrate Bie there. Now, slowly straighten your head and return with chin parallel to the ground while your attention moves toward the central part of your brain under fontanel. Mentally vibrate Su there. This completes the first round. Repeat this practice 12 times. This rotation of energy is, by some teachers, called Thokar Kriya. The reason is that during this practice the energy moves with pressure through the brain substance. Reflect, Thokar has not the unique meaning of blow, but also that of touching with pressure. This internal pressure, this friction, creates the divine light manifestation. Fourth Kriya. Brain orbit, immobility. After having completed the required number of rotations, it is not difficult to move to this last part in which the energetic movement happens in immobility. Breath naturally. Repeat mentally, without hurry and without moving your head, the syllables Bha, Ga, Ba, Te, Ba, so trying to perceive the same energetic movement you have previously induced. A ball of light is turning inside your brain. After each round, this light comes internally under fontanel. Practice about 36 rounds during each Kriya routine. Note: these 2 last practices create a very strong effect. In a merciless way you become aware of the ego's subtle tricks that drive human actions. The reason for many wrong decisions appears with a definitive clarity, free of all covering veils. The ego is a very complicated mental structure. It is not possible to destroy it, but it can be made transparent. There is a price to pay. There might appear, hours after the practice, inexplicable waves of fear, the sensation of not knowing where you are and where you are directed to. This is a natural reaction coming from some subtle layers of the brain you have touched. If you feel unfocused or spacey, as if you are under the influence of drugs, experiencing a state of too much detachment from the world and from worldly things, then it is wise to complete the practice with some repetitions of second Kriya. Brain orbit, comprehensive practice. This practice is the happy crowning of the effort done with the 2 previous techniques. It makes the cosmic sound of Om to naturally rise and be perceived by your enchanted awareness. You will listen only to this. Therefore the mental chanting of Bhaje Biete Vasu is of no utility. The same will happen with the following 3 last procedures. You will focus only upon Omkar sound and won't need any mantra chanting. Focus on Muladhara. Inhale deeply and ideally lift this chakra in the central part of the brain, under fontanel, over Agya chakra. Visualize that chakra as a disc, large as the circulation of energy that you have previously created. Feel that the air is squeezed from the abdomen and stored in the upper part of the lungs. Hold your breath and start to put into motion the rotation of the energy in the head just as you have learned to do previously. The rotation of the energy happens in the head but, at the same time, It happens also around the real location of the Muladhara chakra at the base of the spine. Hence, two rotations of energy happen at the same time. It seems difficult, but it will become natural. Remember also that at the end of each circle, the flow of energy is directed inside toward its center dot. The ideal number of rotations associated with each chakra is 36, but a beginner is contented with a smaller number. Usually the need to breathe will disappear. Exhale when you need to exhale and guide the Muladhara chakra back to its location at the base of the spine. Inhale, raising the second chakra, and repeat the procedure. Repeat the procedure for each chakra up to Agya. Repeat it again for Agya and then for all the other chakras down to Muladhara. The practice ends by breathing freely, putting all the attention in the fontanelle. Peace, internal joy, breathless state, listening to internal sounds, perceiving the spiritual light. This is what you will experience. Your practice of Kriya will become a love story with beauty itself. Be sure, be confident. After a certain period of time, a remarkable experience of Kundalini awakening will happen. It will overcome you when you rest in the supine position. Without experiencing any start of surprise, you will find yourself ferried from a sweet dream to an authentic heaven. You will return to daily life with tears in your eyes, tears born of endless devotion. When you master this procedure, when effortless kumbhaka stabilize and you are able to experience 36 complete rotations of prana in your brain for each chakra, namely 432 rotations of energy during 12 kumbhaka, then you will perceive the entire universe filled with the effulgence of divine light. It is perfectly natural to approach this practice by slightly rotating your head, and also by mentally chanting the 6 syllables of the mantra. Although this is not required, this might be useful for beginners. If this happens, try to move gradually toward physical immobility and toward listening to actual Omkar sound. 5th Kriya. Dissolve the breath in Brahmaloka. The 8th chakra is the door that puts you in contact with your astral body. Its opening involves the cleansing of what holds you to the cycle of death and rebirth, namely worn-out psychological patterns. It is a center of spiritual compassion and spiritual selflessness. A Kriyaban who realizes the essence of this chakra becomes completely selfless and lives with compassion rather than judgment. Some Kriya or Kundalini yoga teachers explain that this chakra is located 5 to 6 centimeters over fontanelle. Other locations are given 8 centimeters, 30 centimeters, 60 centimeters. We must trust our perception. Let us sweetly swing our trunk and head from side to side with the focus of attention over our head until we feel this chakra. That is the right location. Inhale, slowly drawing prana from Muladhara to the 8th chakra. During this procedure, don't focus on any other chakra in the spine. Move up feeling distinctly that the energy crosses the fontanelle and reaches the 8th chakra. Concentrate there and enjoy the equilibrium state between inhalation and exhalation. Exhale sweetly, letting prana descend from the 8th chakra to Muladhara. Feel distinctly that the energy, coming down, crosses the fontanelle. When you feel the need to inhale, repeat the procedure. Repeat again and again until the state of your consciousness is totally changed and your breath is very subtle, almost non-existent. Now inhale sweetly from Muladhara to the 8th chakra, raising breath and prana. Exhale sweetly from the 8th chakra down the spine, but do not come down intentionally to the Muladhara chakra. You will see that the exhaling current reaches spontaneously a certain point in the spine. This point is not necessarily one of the different chakras. Wherever this point is, it is fundamental to feel it clearly inside the spine. This point becomes the starting point of the next inhalation. Inhale then from this new starting point into the 8th chakra. The current comes up through the spine. Now the length of the path is obviously shorter. Pause there. Exhale sweetly down the spine. Probably the exhaling current makes a shorter path, shorter than the previous. This is the new starting point. Inhale from this new position upwards. By repeating this procedure, You will reach a particular mental and physical condition in which you will remain breathless, with total focus on the 8th chakra. If, after a long pause, the breath appears again, repeat the process from the beginning, inhaling from Muladhara,